Something is available to you today that was not available yesterday. Not because the world changed overnight, but because you are not the same person who went to sleep last night. Something shifted while you rested. Something was prepared while you were still. And this morning, if you will slow down long enough to receive it, you are going to see something you have been missing. Not because it was hidden from you forever, but because your eyes were not yet open to it. Stay with me, because what you are about to receive in this prayer could change the entire direction of your day, and if you let it, far more than just your day. And before we begin, if you found this channel in a season when you needed it most, take 1 second and subscribe. Come back every morning. What you build here in the quiet becomes the foundation everything else stands on. Father, we come to you at the start of this new day with one specific prayer rising from the deepest place inside us. Open our eyes, not just our physical eyes, but the eyes of our understanding, the eyes of our spirit, the inner vision that allows us to see beyond the surface of things and into the reality of what you are doing. Because we confess this morning that we have been looking, but we have not always been seeing. We have been present in our lives without truly perceiving what is moving around us, what is being offered to us, what is standing right in front of us, waiting to be recognized. Open our eyes, Lord. Let us see the opportunities you have already placed in our path. Let us recognize the people you have positioned in our lives for a purpose we have not yet understood. Let us notice the open doors we have been walking past because we were too focused on the ones that were closed. Now let that settle. How many times has something been right in front of you and you almost missed it? How many conversations held an answer you were not present enough to catch? How many moments carried an invitation that you walked past because your mind was somewhere else entirely? This morning, that changes. There is a reason most people live their entire lives without stepping into the fullness of what was prepared for them. And it is not lack of talent, it is not lack of opportunity, it is not even lack of faith in the traditional sense. It is a lack of sight. They are moving through their days with eyes wide open physically and almost completely closed spiritually. They see what is in front of them, but miss what is beneath it. They hear conversations, but miss the invitation inside the words. They encounter moments, but miss the meaning wrapped inside them. God is always speaking. He is always moving. He is always placing things, people, and open doors in the path of those who belong to Him. The question is never whether He is providing. The question is whether we are awake enough to perceive it. If you have ever felt like you were one decision away from something significant, like a breakthrough was near, but you couldn't quite locate it, type the word "see" in the comments right now, because that feeling was not your imagination, that was discernment. That was your spirit picking up on something your natural eyes had not caught yet. Lord, sharpen our perception today. In every conversation we have, let us hear not just the words, but the opportunity inside them. In every situation we face, let us see not just the problem, but the door hidden within it. In every person we encounter, let us recognize the connection you may have orchestrated, the relationship, the resource, the word of wisdom that was sent to us through someone we might have otherwise overlooked. We ask for divine awareness today, the kind that makes us pause when we would normally rush, the kind that makes us listen when we would normally talk, the kind that makes us look twice at the thing we almost dismissed, because something in our spirit says there is more here than it appears. At this moment, think about the area of your life where you have felt most stuck, the place where movement has seemed impossible, where the same walls keep appearing no matter what direction you try. What if the problem was never the wall, but the angle? What if God has already placed the solution in your path, and what you need is not a new breakthrough, but new eyes to see the one already in front of you? But there is something more that needs to be said, and I don't want you to move past this too quickly. Opportunity does not always arrive looking like opportunity.
This is the thing that costs people the most. They're waiting for the obvious door, the dramatic moment, the unmistakable sign, the opportunity that arrives fully labeled and impossible to miss. And while they're waiting for that, God is sending something quieter, something that requires attention, something that looks ordinary on the outside, but carries extraordinary potential on the inside. The conversation with a stranger that leads to the connection that changes everything. The idea that arrives in the early morning that feels small but grows into something that reshapes your entire life. The invitation you almost declined, the book you almost didn't pick up, the prayer you almost didn't pray. These are the moments where lives actually turn, not in the dramatic, visible, obvious ways, but in the quiet, almost missed, spirit-led moments of recognition. So today, pay attention to everything, because God doesn't waste anything He places in your path. Father, we pray specifically now over the opportunities that are coming towards us today, the ones we can see and the ones we cannot yet see. We ask that you align our steps with yours. Let us be in the right place at the right time, not by accident, but by design. Let our yes be in the right places, and our no protect us from the distractions dressed as opportunities that would pull us away from what is truly meant for us. Give us wisdom to know the difference, because not every open door is the right door, and part of having eyes to see is also having the discernment to recognize what belongs to our path and what belongs to someone else's. Protect us from the shiny things that would cost us the sacred things, and lead us clearly, unmistakably, with that quiet inner knowing that is your voice, towards what is genuinely prepared for us in this season. If this prayer is speaking directly to something you have been navigating, like this video right now. Share it with someone who needs to start their morning with their eyes open. You never know whose entire week could shift because you chose to pass this along today. Now, let's go even deeper, because there is a specific kind of opportunity I want to pray over for you this morning. The opportunity for change from the inside. Because the greatest opportunities God places before us are not always external. Sometimes the most important door He is trying to open is an internal one. A new way of thinking, a new way of seeing yourself, a new belief about what is possible for your life, a new capacity for hope in a place where disappointment has been living for too long. Lord, open those doors too. Open the door of renewed vision in the person who has stopped dreaming because the last dream cost them something painful. Open the door of restored confidence in the one who was told they were not enough and believed it. Open the door of fresh expectation in the heart that has been carrying quiet resignation, the silent surrender to a smaller life than the one you designed. Let this morning be the moment that something reopens on the inside, because when the inside changes, the outside always follows. You are going to walk through something today that has meaning. You are going to encounter something, a person, a moment, a thought, a conversation that carries more weight than it appears to have on the surface. And because you prayed this morning, because you asked for eyes to see, you are going to be more awake to it than you would have been otherwise. That's not coincidence. That is the direct result of beginning your day in this posture, open, surrendered, expectant. Come back tomorrow morning and do this again. Build this prayer into the first moments of every day. Watch what begins to happen over the course of a week, not because the world suddenly becomes easier, but because you become more aligned with the one who is navigating it on your behalf. Subscribe and make this your morning anchor, because the person who begins every day with open eyes and an open spirit moves through life seeing things that others, moving just as fast, working just as hard, completely miss. Father, as we step into this day, we go with expectancy, we go with awareness, we go with the quiet confidence that you are ahead of us, that you have already gone before us into every hour of this day and placed within it exactly what we need, and we are going to find it, not because we are clever enough or strong enough, but because we asked and you answer. Open our eyes to new opportunities today. Let nothing that belongs to us pass by unrecognized. Let no divine appointment go unnoticed. Let no idea that comes from your spirit be dismissed before it has the chance to grow into what you intended. Type open in the comments this morning if you are ready, if you are choosing to step into this day with new eyes, with expectancy, with the belief that something significant is already in motion. Your declaration matters. Say it and mean it. And come back tomorrow, because God is not done speaking. He is not done opening. He is not done surprising the ones who keep showing up with open hands and willing hearts. Something new is already on your way. You just needed eyes to see it. Now go and don't miss a thing.